I have 3 circles, and I'll quickly show how hard light, multiply and add layers affect the base color. I'm using an auto action I created for the hard light folder. I'll upload this auto action to Clip Studio Assets store later. For the hard light folder, you can use a range of shades to render, not simply darker or lighter tones. With multiply, if you color with pure white, there will be no change to the base color. And with add, if you color with pure black, there will also be no change. This is what the layers look like when their blending modes are changed to normal. Hard light is useful to display a range of shades with one blending mode. Now let's try it on this chibi I drew. I put the line art and color flats into one layer and run the auto action. If you don't have CSP, you can simply create a hard light folder and create a selection mask from your artwork to do the same thing. I have color fills with layer masks that I paint directly on. So first, I'll start painting some basic shadows. In this artwork, I mostly use some default pencil brushes in CSP. I also like to use Milcat's brushes and auto actions, so you should check them out! The reason why I like to paint on the layer mask is be kind of annoying to color pick all the time when rendering. If you draw on the layer mask, I only switch between any color and transparent. This trembleness, my render process, and I can spend more time thinking about painting. Most of my shading was done with one color fill, but I also use a highlight layer and one extra shadow layer. Fun part. I'm going to use my shading and change the colors around to create the mood I want. I actually ended up using some other palettes from the other auto actions I've made. Because I've used color fills, it's really easy to change your coloring. You can use Crescue to adjust the colors directly, or use gradient maps to add more depth to your shading. There's a lot of ways to use hard light layers, whether it's dramatic lighting or not. Here, I inverted the selection of my shadows and create a soft highlight. I thought it looked really cute, so I kept it. In this artwork, I ended up having to highlight folders and change the opacity on both to combine their lighting. You should also experiment with what looks best for your artwork. I thought the shading on her skin was a little too blue, so I selected her skin and adjusted it to a pink tone. I did this by clipping a new layer to the shadow one, so that I could alter later if I wanted. I also clipped a gradient map to one of the hard light folders. I think it creates a good range of colors in your shading. I color the eyes in the base colors folder, but also check if the lighting looks good a lot. Here, I used the change line color auto action from Milket set. dedicated folder and start working outside hard light layers. It's mostly just adjustments until I feel it looks right. This is another auto actions that I use a lot for post-processing. It has a lot of useful actions in here. Also rendered in the same process as I just showed. I hope you can try this method out too!